Hello everyone, welcome to a video. I'll be reading 0utSyder's twitlonger. It might be a long video, by the way, so there's that. If you guys are going to want to know my opinions on the SoK leaks and all that kind of stuff, I would ask you to watch Tevin's video or watch Loophole Stream Archive that's on YouTube or any of the other videos. I'll put the links in the description below to check them out because I think it's better to hear from people who could actually validate the leaks a little bit better than I could. Because again, I can't add anything new to it. I think those people kind of addressed it better than I could ever address it. So I'll let them speak for it. I'm just gonna read this and kind of give my thoughts on the thing, the same way that the outsider did. So I'm just gonna read what he said and kind of add my 2 cents because he says a lot of stuff that I would have said as well. So I'm gonna read this and just give my opinion. Right. Alright, fair enough?
Fair enough, okay.
So, let's get into this. Let's read this. The on-SoK dissolution, community image, and moving forward positively. So, over the 48 hours, I had to think long and hard about what I was going to say on Twitter involving the whole SoK drama. It's less than that I didn't want to speak, more that metaphorically speaking, the rug was pulled out from under me and all the news about Fred and his exploits. I honestly don't expect many people to read this, but for those of you who do, thank you. Like with most of my work, it'll be long, but hopefully worth the look. For those of you who want to know what I think, this certainly isn't a final draft by any measure, and it's rather just a compiled list of my thoughts. Sorry in advance. And that's the same thing with, well, not exactly the same, but I kind of refrained from doing a video because I just didn't know what to say, as I said earlier in this video, I guess. But I didn't know what to say other like that either hasn't been said before or would be better heard from people who actually can speak for themselves and speak about that a little bit better than I could. So there you go. That's kind of why I refrained from that. But I want to read this because this is a very interesting twitlonger, and it's a really good piece. I would have made a twitlonger, I guess, but it's just that I can't. I suck at typing, man. I suck at no. I do better at making videos than I do writing than typing. So let's get into this. Let's get into the shit. To give some basis, I came into this community in 2015 as the outsider, but oh my god, man. And yeah, dude, I get a lot of tweets. It's just about, other stuff. I'm gonna give her that distraction. But I've been lurking longer. I've never been a part of any group besides the community as a whole, and I spent most of my active detracting time making This How You Don't plays in the last 2.5 years. I've seen many great This How You Don't playmakers come out and put forth their own versions of great stuff. It's been a pleasure talking about This How You Don't plays, different styles. Get better. I know I've been the most active. I know I've not been the most active member, and sometimes I say dumb stuff. I've made fewer and fewer This How You Don't plays, not because the idea is no longer funny in my mind, but because I've been busy with real life stuff. Excuse me. There's been a lot going on, as I've said before, and that's come to the lessening of my detracting from the big fat man. So there's something I had a thought I was gonna add to this. I did kind of join into this detractor stuff around the same time he did, actually, which is a crazy timing, right? I think I came either late 2014, but I think it was mostly 2015. So when I started, participating, or at least lurking into this community. And the one thing that I will say is that it's gonna sound like an excuse, but you have to believe me. You gotta trust me on this. I originally thought the SoK was a kind of a fucking weird concept to begin with, like a group of people because all I knew at the time was, oh, the SoKs is a group of people that dislike DSP. That's fucking weird. I mean, why do they need to be in a group to do this? And I just thought it was weird to begin with, and then I guess somewhere along the line I decided to give them a chance to watch a podcast. I think I watched a podcast because either Tevin was a guest, I wanted to see it because I like Tevin's videos, and I was like, oh, he's going to be in a podcast? Okay, I'll watch that. Or it was, they had some other guests on, I don't fucking remember, but it was something like that. And I was like, oh, wow, these people sound like they're just a group of friends. Wow, my first impression was wrong, dude. And I really should have listened to my gut about it, but I didn't. And now, seeing these leaks, I feel like a fucking dumbass for half the shit I said about it. So, there you go. I feel like a dumbass for the response to Fred's dumbass apology. I do feel sorry that I said something that fucking dumb, but, you know, I'll own it. I'll own that dumb shit. I did delete that tweet, but that's mostly because I just didn't want to see that. On my Twitter. It's immortalized in Tevin's video, so there you go. Tevin slams me reasonably on that one, TBH. So I do feel like an idiot for saying that shit. So there you go. Especially after hearing all that kind of dumb shit. But you gotta own up to your fucking shit. TBH, you gotta own it. You gotta own what you say. You gotta you made your bed. You gotta sleep in it. So there you go. So yeah, I've been lurking. I kind of made videos. I've talked about how I got into making videos and all that kind of stuff. You could like look on this channel to know why. I mean, mostly it's because I like Tevin's vids. Wanted to give that same kind of chill feeling. So there you go. This isn't a post to excuse or attempt to excuse Fred or anyone else of the shit that they've done. It's really indefensible, and it gives people who are detractors or anything a bad name. Now, to go back to what I said about my dumbass fucking comment, the thing is that when I wrote that, all I knew at that time, this is before I knew about the doxing, this is before I knew about like the paranoia that he had. All I thought was going on was that there was a lot of beef with Moogle and Fred, and then I read Moogle's twitlonger, and he's like, oh, well, you know, Fred apologized, and this and that. Like, I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And then I saw Tevin's video, and that's kind of where I was like, oh, fuck, that's indefensible, and I felt really bad for it, and you know, fucking dumb, dude. I felt like a fucking idiot about that, but you know, at least I'm aware that defending this guy was a fucking mistake on my part. Unlike Zach, I'm gonna call you out, Zach. I know you're watching this, Zach, probably, but Zach, you fucked up if you are still defending Fred at this point. I know the last thing I saw with Zach was that he made like a long ass fucking tweet chain about how he's defending Fred, and the only way I could see Zach defending Fred is if Zach is trying to get into the new SoK with Fred, which. But whatever, Zach, you need to wake up. He's not really a person. TBH. Fred is not a person. That said, this is not necessarily a fuck Fred post. Others will do that plenty, essentially forever in this community, and I want to focus on something else. It's not that he doesn't deserve it, and that's the other thing I want to say. He says he doesn't deserve it. It's not that he doesn't deserve it. The thing is that he does deserve it, and I do think that we shouldn't forget about this, because if we forget what Fred did, we might repeat it. And I'm not like saying the outsider for saying that either. I mean, I think it's a good balance to have like at least some refreshing kind of take on it, because it's also important to kind of slam Fred to fucking shit on that guy, but it's also to kind of like look at what led, you know, how the community reacted to his shit, because I think from my perspective, the thing is that is important to look at is how Fred acted, obviously, but it's also how we kind of did not really realize Fred's true nature, the fact that we just kind of either ignored the warning signs, because that's the other thing, you know, when I'm looking back at the podcast and all that stuff, there were a lot of weird stuff that Fred was doing in the podcast that you could kind of listen to and you could kind of call him out with the same stuff, like when he responded to Dober's twitlonger. That was where a lot of people gave Fred shit for it, but then a lot of people kind of did all this kind of fucking back and forth with it. But you know, it was the same thing with Sam. It was the same thing with and you know, I was thinking about this too. If you go back to where Fred got Nicole from Laveria onto the podcast, that is the most awkward, creepy, and kind of disturbing shit I've seen. And I look back and I was like, I can't believe, like, because I said the same thing, and then I said the same thing back then, but then I said, like, well, at least Nicole was okay with it, so I guess it's okay, I guess it's cool. And I look back and I was like, it wasn't cool. It wasn't, because the thing is that, someone said, like, well, Theo, you're overlooking it because you're overthinking about it, because, a lot of podcasts bring in guests, and that's how they do, they go with their DMs and all that stuff, but the thing is when you bring in a guest, you usually bring in a guest that has a similar interest that you have, or they want to promote something, or it's just the same interest mostly. Like when you see like Stephen Colbert bringing guests to his show, for example, he brings in people that are either they have a topic within like a movie, political topics, that kind of stuff. You bring stuff that has an interest, that has something that is generally curious and all that. When you look at why Fred brought in Nicole, ask yourself, how did Nicole feel about it? Because when she got into the call, she was really fucking awkward about it. She was like very like uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, eventually she was like more relaxed about it, and she played it fine. I mean, she also came back to another podcast later on. But imagine if you work at McDonald's. I work at McDonald's, and we'll use DSP as this example as well. Let's say DSP used to work at this McDonald's, and then that McDonald's fires him. They're like, okay, DSP, you're fired, all that stuff. And DSP, yeah, I got fired from McDonald's. And then he goes on to his usual like speech. And then let's say that Fred or anyone else would go into McDonald's like, okay, McDonald's CEO manager dude, we're doing a podcast about DSP. Do you want to come in and explain why you fired him and this and that? Because like, we're talking about this. And now I don't know how Fred got her onto the podcast. I don't know what he said to her in the DMs, but it's really fucking weird. It's really fucking weird, isn't it? Like think about it. Like he got her to show up on a podcast to talk about some guy that lost his job or that signed on with this shady ass fucking company. Like really you're gonna tell me that that's normal behavior? That's normal, Theo. Oh, you're just overthinking. No, that's fucking weird to me, man. It's still fucking weird. It still makes me kind of like sit there like, oh, what the fuck, man. I mean, it's not like too terrible because but seeing what he did to fucking Tevin about when Tevin declined to go on a podcast because he had other shit to do, he doxed him. So imagine what Fred did to her. Imagine. And also think about if you were Nicole and you start seeing these leaks, what would you start thinking? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's not something that we should forget, and it's not something that we should excuse, but we should look at this as just like, we should not let this happen again, and we should also see like it's a lot of shit. Like to me, like I'm looking back and saying like, how did I defend half the shit that was going on? How like this and that? It's really fucking shitty. So there you go. But in my eyes, that's not what I want my sole response on this all to be. I want to analyze what this means overall. There's a community of people here that have talked and come together, and I want to address that for a minute. Looking back on the publicly perceived good events and things that happened in the last years, and how we can juxtapose it with what we know now going forward. Exactly. I agree with this, and that's kind of what I want. And that's what I want to do initially with this video addressing this. I kind of want to analyze. I kind of want to do what the outsider's doing with this. So there we go. That's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm reading his twitlonger to kind of keep me on track, to keep me on track with what I want to say. Because again, I don't want to say something that either it's not my place to say, and I don't want to say something that's kind of shitty. So that's why I'm doing this kind of video. Fred, I don't know if you realize this, but there were a lot of people who enjoyed what you did from a critical analysis point of view, as well as comedic point of view. Just think about how ingrained into the community some of your Fred's mannerisms, phrases were. Some of them, in my opinion, there were. I mean, some people have also said this. I've heard people, didn't not like a lot of Fred's memes that he tried to force, and I do agree with that. The honey dick thing, I never got that, to be honest. Like like I did kind of like honey dicking, but I still like thought it was kind of dumb. It's kind of a dumb meme. The only thing that I don't know, I don't even know, like maybe the street smarts thing was the only thing I kind of thought was funny, but that was kind of also from DSP's end on top of that, so I don't know. I can't really think if there was anything that Fred said that I would consistently use. And I'm sure someone might say, "Well, they used this meme in this video here," and I guess that's the thing. But let's see. Who's gal? Street smarts. Pop the strap. Lay around time. That's it. Lay around time. That was the only thing. The only fucking thing Fred said that I was like, yeah, okay, because that was more like to do with what DSP said. But that's basically it. Lay around time. That was the only thing Fred said that I was like, yeah, yeah. Everything else he said was like, pop the strap. I never really fucking got that. I don't know what that is. Street smarts. I give more credit to DSP on that one. Who's gal? Be a man. You know, if you see Matt Stone and Trey Parker's movie Orgasmo, you know, they have a whole song about being a man, man. Etc. Try to imagine the last 2-3 years of DSP detraction without any of that, any SoK interaction or memes. Honestly, without the SoK, we would probably have Tevin, and Tevin's videos are probably, they're honestly better. You know, the thing is that like, oh man, look at all these podcasts with you know, the loophole stream, the tech stream, even Steam Sniper Wolf stream. I think there was one recently. I can't think of it. Why am I blanking on this? But anyways, you notice how those streams were more like, yeah, they were talking about that like, you know, about this shit and all that, but it was still relaxed. It felt like it felt more of like a group of friends than any of the podcasts of the SoK. There were some, sure, you could argue that there were some. I mean, there were a good amount, maybe. You might have good memories of some old ones from the last year or whatever. You can have that. But if you put that right next to these recent streams, you're going to see there's a difference. Or if you just, you know, go to a Tevin stream, shout out to Tevin streams, he does great streams. But you go to his streams, it's relaxed. He has music, you know, music playing in the background. He interacts with the chat and this and that. And, like, it's pretty straightforward, unlike fucking the SoK cast, where it's just like they ignore the chat. They only mention the chat if it's like to slam someone, I guess. I don't who fucking cares. And the chat was a clusterfuck anyway. But there you go. How much shit happened on the DSP journey to where he is now that Fred and company added legit commentary to. How many good points were made about Phil and his mannerisms during the SoK cast, as the Texas Beach would say, and during the latest vlog analysis videos. I'm gonna say this as well about the latest vlog videos. They were okay. I still kind of enjoy them for what they were, but they were getting a little ridiculous. And that's kind of what I like about Tevin's videos a little bit more. Like, even my videos, like, some of them I might have taken seriously, but at the same time, I either just didn't say a lot of things about it, or, you know, whatever. There was a lot of points that I might have missed that, you know, either Tevin got or someone else would get. But the thing is with that is, the SoK got into, like, oh, well, let's look at it. You know, he has bills to pay, and the bills are due here, and that's the, like, I mean, there's some speculation, some theories you can make. I mean, I've done theories, but they kind of portray their theories as like legit facts almost, and it's kind of scary how obsessed they were about some of the stuff DSP was saying. Like I might do the same, sure, but like I think from if I remember correctly, I have a hard time remembering my own fucking videos if you ask me, but usually I try to say like, that's just my opinion, or that's just what I'm thinking, you know, I'm probably wrong, that kind of stuff. I usually try to say something that's kind of like, you know, making sure that it's clear that what I'm saying, there might be a margin of error to. But I've never seen that from Fred. I mean, the only time he ever says that is if someone calls him out specifically. They're like, it's a theory! You know, like, I don't know, he kind of like, whatever. How many times did we get that cutting-edge view into the absolutely wild mind of Phil Burnell? copyright strikes, MCN drama, paying to delete, interactions with other YouTubers, Patreon, scandals, and more. It was a fun ride, and through thick and thin, the community mostly enjoyed it. They're good memories, and for people who were viewers and not directly in the SoK, TCP, etc., it was fun and enjoyable and something to look forward to. It was a unified directory of concise and quality detractor DSP content, literally creating order from the chaos. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. I don't know if I could add anything to that, because I think, I mean, there were good memories, but to me, honestly, after all these leaks, the amount of shit I started to see, I can't really, it taints all that, in my opinion. The thing that Dragon Killer posted, that's his pinned tweet about the whole thing with Alice. I cannot sit there with through another fucking SoK cast or anything, knowing that shit was just fucked up. But let's continue. With this, unfortunately, and as everyone all knows, now that what has come to light has been revealed, all that changes in a future light. What Fred, Fizz, and the rest did taint the entire community, and it did. It really did. Because the thing is that there were people who said that there were people saying that with all this, how can we make videos about DSP anymore? This sounds look, there will always be anti-DSP videos. I will still make videos that I want to make about DSP, sure, but the thing is that when I'm gonna be doing videos moving on, I'm just gonna do the ones that I really want to do. If I'm not gonna do weekend previews anymore, I'm not gonna do those indoors. That's a little ridiculous. And I've done, and as you can probably see from the recent uploads I've been doing on this channel, I've been kind of reducing that because I'm just kind of tired of it. It's the same. It's becoming the same shit, honestly, where he's just saying, "I want money. Give me money. I want money. Where's my money? Tips, bits, money." And that's basically all he's doing now. So there's really nothing interesting. I'll probably do like the vlog he wants to do on Tuesday, the one with about the demonetization. I do want to do that. I did the review stuff because that was a little more interesting, but I'm not gonna go into every single pre-stream anymore. I'm not gonna do that fucking shit anymore because it's so fucking dull. It's so fucking dull now. But again, there will always be DSP videos. There will always be detractor shit going on. I mean, do what you want. Do what you want, but make it fun. Do it for fun. Don't be serious about it. Never be serious. And that's the best advice I could give people. But let's continue. In the future, what Fred, Fizz, and the rest of the community, what you did was entirely contradictory to what you preached. Exactly. You turned what. And the other thing I want to say this about, they were contradictory to what they preached. The thing was that a lot of people, when someone would go against the SoK, against the SoK, you would see people coming. I was like, the SoK would never dox. They would never do this. And a lot of people were freaking guilty of that. Even there would be times where I would defend the SoK. Back then. And now looking back at this, I can't stand that I said any of this knowing that they weren't what they preached. Because again, when you fucking lie to the people who look up to your videos and all this stuff, in some ways, that's what a lot of people disliked about DSP is that, and I said this about his videos recently, where DSP has become everything he hated, so of course a lot of people are probably jumping ship from him. Because he's contradictory what he said. The same fucking shit these SoK criticized DSP for, they just fucking did with this. They did everything they fucking said was true, so everyone that fucking defended them are probably fucking ashamed of this. And that's the thing that a lot of people are upset about, and a lot of people are angry about. And you know what? The more I talk about this, the more heated I'm probably gonna get about it, because, it is fucking shitty that a group that, I might have defended in some cases, or whatever, has become such fucking degenerates, and to the point where I don't even consider Fred and Fizz fucking humans anymore. And to those of you who did come out, like Che, Ren, loophole. You know, you can criticize, like, oh, maybe, you know, they should have come out earlier, whatever, but at least they're owning up to what they fucking did. You know, I do respect them for doing what they did. Yeah, you know, a lot of them say that, you know, they have to earn trust again, and then that's fine. At least they admit, they own what the fuck that this was. And that's why I respect a lot, you know, that's why I respect them a little bit more than I would with anyone that just gives blanket apologies anymore. You know, I learned my fucking lesson with fucking Fred after seeing that he's a fucking asshole. Seeing that, I'm just like I even comment on Fizz's dumbass twitlonger, where it's like, I'm not falling for another fake-ass apology, because it's a fake-ass apology. Why fall for this shit anymore? And so, like, yeah, to those of you who did come out and, you know, own up to this shit, you know what, you have my respect. You know, good on you, and keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you fucking do, guys. It's fucking insane how people are just still being little pieces of shit about this. Own what you do. I've done dumb shit in the past. I've always apologized for the dumb shit I've done in the past. I own that shit. I'm not gonna just hide away from Twitter and just fucking vanish off the side of the earth and never fucking respond to it or give half-assed apologies. And if my apologies do sound half-assed, feel free to call me out on that, and I'll try you know, try to be more genuine, I guess. Because the thing is that people don't deserve half-assed apologies. They don't. They fucking don't. You don't deserve half-assed apologies. So there you go, everyone. Let's continue with this. You turned what should have been a friendly open group into a spying inner circle. Many have compared all of what Fred did to DSP. If anything, I think DSP is better than Fred. I would not compare these two anymore. Fred is not even a human. DSP is at least a person. He's at least a person. He does dumb shit, but you know, he does dumb shit because he's a fucking idiot. I don't think he does this shit out of malice, out of paranoia, or anything. He does this shit because he's doing his best. You know, all he wants to do, and I do believe that all he wants to do is make fucking videos for YouTube, and that's it, and get paid for it. He does a lot of dumb shit along the way, but you know where he's coming from. I do know where DSP is coming from most of the time when he makes a video. I do see where he's coming from. Fred, I can't even see where he's coming from with all this shit that's going on. You know, and I was talking to Doper. A cool guy, by the way. Doper's a cool dude, but I talked to him and I said, I cannot see myself doing half the shit that Fred was doing. If I did half the shit that Fred did, I would probably, like, fucking, I don't know. I don't even know. And that's the thing. That's the other thing. I said this to a person as well. I think a lot of the people who are kind of in denial about it or kind of, like, in shock about it. And I do see where these people are also coming from, because when you tell someone that you don't think did crazy shit, you're gonna be like, you know, blown. Because, like, that shit that Fred did was so fucking insane. It's hard to believe. The fucking door. Dude, imagine if someone just told you, just without showing the screen cap, of saying, you know that Fred listens to door sounds and he based his whole conspiracy over a door? Would you fucking believe that? No, you probably wouldn't. And then if someone shows you the screen cap of him freaking out over a fucking door, you're gonna be like, yes. Like, imagine if you know, you watch my videos, you're like, oh, well, Theo's, you know, whatever guy, you know, whatever. And then someone tells you, hey, you know that Theo, he fucking, like, man, Theo, he robs banks, he does this and that. Imagine if you heard that. And you're gonna be like, what? You know, it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane what you hear about, the stuff that you hear about Fred, but when you see the screen caps, dude, it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Oh man, like, let's continue. There's so much shit that was flung rightfully so, even still in a lot of cases at Vidar, Sammy, KG, DSP, and other DSP fans in general. It's very clear that Fred was not practicing what he preached at all. If anything, Fred, you know, I'm not gonna talk about Vidar because there's a lot of stuff about Vidar that I either don't know or that I'm not gonna speak for him, but for Sammy, the ones that I know for sure, like Sammy and DSP, and you know, some DSP fans I see along the way here and there, I don't think they're as crazy as fucking Fred, not at all. Excuse me. Let's continue. Spying and doxing members of your own group and such. Just because they dare to talk to people who weren't you. What happened to just being a group of friends? As Tevin would say, what kind of group of friends would vote people off? You know, You can end friendships, sure, but you don't vote them off. But okay, simple people who play games and left at DSP. Simple people who play games and left at DSP. Even when you said in the last 2 years that was all lies, looking back behind all of this, behind all the scenes, you were really just spitting lies and deceit, wasting people's time, and most importantly, their trust. Like what Chase said, if DSP did this, we'd be here in 2020 on recounting the hurt and greed he displayed. Indeed, we still talk about DSP. Shit, as far back as his major YouTube push in 2009. So let's begin. So yeah, let's get into the shit, guys. Fred, why would you believe people were out to get you? To stop the SoK from criticizing or laughing at DSP, something the rest of the internet does as well. Can you believe that? If anyone was out to get you, people, namely the community you are centered in, would make the right choice and decision. And if you were attacked by some unknown group still supporting you, that we wouldn't collectively backlash anything outright malicious as a community. But the thing is that I've noticed with Fred is that he would orchestrate a lot of fucking defense with people who like the SoK. He would just anticipate all these people would just kind of defend him, and that was the thing I would notice. On top of that, like when like for example, when Vidar was on that one podcast with Fred, where Vidar was like losing his shit and all that shit. A lot of people gave Vidar a lot of fucking shit. A lot of people were throwing shade at him. A lot of people were doing all this stuff because Fred was fucking gaming people. He was fucking doing all that shit, most likely. But judging from like how he reacted to Sam when Sam called him a bitch, fucking PowerPoint presentation. That we wouldn't collectively backlash anything outright malicious as a community. Hell, how is anyone going to take you out over the internet? What does that even mean? How are you gonna take DSP out, Freddy boy? Yeah, I guess Fred was really defensive over being DDoS'd and all that shit, dude. I think Chase said this. Someone said this. I'm not gonna name names. I think it was Che, but who knows who would have been. But imagine if Fred got doxxed. Imagine if Fred got DDoS'd. Imagine Fred got like all this that he did, and that should happen to him. Imagine how Fred would react. Man, but I bet he would be fucking wetting his pants. If that was possible, then don't you think that DSP would have been gone from the web as far back as 2011. But the copyright strikes, dude, come on! MGS Dark Souls 2013, the decline in preparation to move to Washington, and especially 2015 to present, literally everything else. As you even said yourself, over the many years of the podcast, people came to you out of their own desire and love for your content. The most important thing you can give someone is your time, because you can never reclaim it, and it's clear now you didn't even believe in that yourself. So why tout it all over the place? Do you think we showed up all the time just because we had nothing better to do? I listened to the podcast from as far back as episodes 3 to 4, whatever, because there were a great cast of funny people with good points. I've watched a lot of the Let's Endures some numerous times because they're hilarious and entertaining and add a level of hilarity over the source material. Yeah, now all that you cannot. I don't think anyone could go back to listen to the old shit anymore because of this. I don't think that. I don't think people could go back to and enjoy that shit. TBH. It's just tainted. It's just tainted now. But let's continue. People support you not just because it was funny, but because because there were actually analytical value in it. From the points you and others made, to the outside guests you brought in, like Rad said, Phil is subject A, and so many great and unique looks into the human mind, and poor gameplay. It was worth a look, both because of your favorite games getting butchered, but also how far a man can fall before he realizes all his mistakes. I know for my fact that I thoroughly enjoyed every SoK cast. Let's Endure, I watched even ones like Silent Hill 2 and Red Dead Redemption. There was never a dull moment, and SoK literally breathed life into the DSP anti-DSP community. Yeah, I can say that, but the one thing I will say, I think I said this before, but I did notice a kind of change in tone with the SoK cast over, like, within 2016. It wasn't enough for me to be like, wow, I'm not gonna watch it anymore. But I've noticed it wasn't so chill anymore. It felt like that everyone there felt that it was like an obligation. It didn't feel like that they just decided to go in. Like a lot of the earlier podcasts, you could kind of say that it was more chill, but I don't know. For me, 2016, it didn't feel so relaxed. The Let's Endures did feel relaxed in some cases, but not the SoK cast. And again, I think it was Tevin or Che. Someone. It was someone. I think it was Che. Or maybe it was both. Maybe it was everyone. But they said that there's a reason why like the podcast stopped being weekly. There's a plaque in a town in Africa somewhere that bears the engraving of the Sons of Kojima. Fred, how could you spoil the name so badly? Yeah, yeah. After all the good people did during the water charity and everything thereafter, even DSP fans don't gave their money to the charity. By the way, I think KG gave some money for the charity. I don't know if Sammy did, but I know there were DSP fans that did donate, and this shit happens. Okay, how can you? Yeah. How could you ruin that? You validated everything the DSP community said about us, whether you realized it or not. If there is never a point where the DSP detraction comes to a head again, and is unified as strong as it was, you, Fred Fucks and company, will be the reason why. There will be outside communities, Reddit, 4chan, 8chan, Kiwi Farms, and more that will forever mock you and this community along with DSP. Exactly. There's no community he's gonna go into where he's gonna be welcomed. None. None. He's gonna be alone forever. He'll be that meme of the alone forever meme. They may never give us a fair chance because of the shit you did behind the shadows over the last 3 years. In some ways, yeah, but the thing is that, like, if you, yeah, I mean, I guess people have to earn that fair chance again. But at the same time, like, I think it's the actions speak more than words. So, like, to me, have fun, do what you do. And this is the other thing I want to say. Like if you look back at the SoK, if you look back through the years, you'll notice something. You'll notice that there's a lot of drama almost every year with them. There was something going on with them every time. It was like the Sam one year, Doper the next. This year it was Text, which was the fucking downfall. But there was always a root of drama with them. And I think that's the thing that you should really look at when you look at like look at Tevin, for example. How much drama did Tevin get into? Not a lot, right? Me. The only drama I was in was stuff that I inflicted on myself, or whatever, and I own up to that. I at least own up to the shit that I start, but it's never something that's like, Theo, I cannot look at you the same way ever again. I never made it to that point with my shit. So yeah, I mean, you look at people, like, look at how much drama that starts out. Like, at least like, if it's frequent, then it's something happening with the group. If it's something that's like more spaced out, like not as frequent, then it's just like honest mistakes or honest shit, stuff that's like truly understandable. But when you see something that's kind of like a a pattern, when it starts to become a pattern, you know, there's something going on, and I think that's what should be underlined when you look at other detractors, other DSP video makers. How much drama are they in? How frequently do they get into drama? And you'll know what kind of person they are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, someone could correct me, but I don't think I was in that. I don't think I got into like such bad shit with people. I mean, you know, I don't really piss a lot of people off badly. I mean, a lot of people, you know, might not agree with me, might not like me for many reasons, but it's not something that's like malicious or anything that was like bad. I don't have any bad blood with people. You know, yeah, me and Tex, I mean, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but, you know, we don't have bad blood between each other. We just know that, you know, like, yeah, we both, we've been very honest with each other. We both know where we stand with each other. At least I think so. I mean, I respect Tex for you know, for doing what he does. I don't really, think he's a shitty human being and all this stuff. You know, the whole thing with his emote stuff I thought was blown out of proportion. And when I look back at my own fucking statements about it, you know, maybe I was a little harsh about it, and I probably would change and retract my statements about it. But, you know, I fucking am not gonna start, like, you know, anything malicious with people. At least I don't think I do. But, you know, with the SoK, it was like fucking blood. It was fucking like seething. It was malicious, and these leaks made it even worse. So there you go. They will seal this all up in a corner of autism deep in the lolcow room of the web, and any credibility to the contrary we could muster burned with you. Even if the leader title was a joke, you still had a strong voice and platform because he took that shit seriously. And everybody knew and respected that. What you did with it completely destroyed not just it, but anyone else ever doing it again. If you're gonna take a leadership position and be like, I'm the president of the clear world order, then, you know, that's fucking ridiculous. And, you know, to clarify to people, the clear world order thing, you might see that around. It's a fucking joke. You know what? I'm gonna show you a picture of clear, and it's gonna like be evident that it's a fucking joke. Let's open this up. Dun, dun, dun. This is gonna be a long ass fucking video. I know. Oh, what's the name of this file? DDH. That's. I'm gonna add it. So that's Clio. This is Clio, everyone. This is Clio. Look, Clio World Order. Whoever made this picture, you know, great picture. Forgot who made it too. Unfortunately, I think it was Anti-Hero maybe. But great picture. So yeah, you guys know the tone immediately when you see that picture. But yeah, don't take that fucking shit seriously. Don't. Let's see, where was I? You yourself, even. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to close that because my computer can't fucking handle it. I'm sorry if you're hearing fan noises. I don't know why it's like fucking doing that shit. I'm not doing anything. I'm not even streaming, dude. Well, maybe it's iTunes. iTunes could be a resource hog. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna continue reading this. Sorry if you don't like the fan noises. No, fuck, I'm gonna close preview. I think that's doing it. This is gonna be an unreasonably long video. I think that's fine. Whatever. Sorry if it messes up the recording. So let's continue. You yourself even knew where this was going, or at least you had to. If you're even half as smart as you are, or at least you are how you are carried yourself for years on end, or just what he should have said was if he is as smart as he claims. That's questionable at this point, but okay. You saw how many instances of this not working for other people. How the whole group is founded over the mocking of DSP, who literally does all of this paranoia, dissent, spying, doxing. DSP will make enemies. Hold on. How many instances of this will not work? How this whole group is founded over the mocking of DSP, who literally does all of this paranoia. Oh, I guess he's saying like what kind of person does this shit? I guess DSP will make enemies, find them, or literally create them for no reason. That's literally all he has. Oh my god! I'm sorry I cannot read today, guys. All he ever has done and continues to do. We condemned it all. We condemned it all to hell and back. And back. Do you remember when Onyx was reading PMs and even interjected himself into a private conversation? How about when Sammy Samosa and KG were starting beef? How about the whole Vidar KOP saga? I really don't really know what happened with. I just know that it got like really fucking heated between them, but that's all I know. All of the and like Vidar called his workplace. All of that bad stuff was bad and everything right. And then all it falls together that you dox people completely unrelated to DSP in general, ex-girlfriends, etc., scaring off people like Shoggoth. I always wondered why it was so fishy that he just upped and disappeared. I guess I wasn't around with Shoggoth. And there's definitely more like him. What you said and did about Alice, to the extent you did it, is unforgivable. Now look where you are. In trying to keep your little boat afloat, you sunk yourself. It's just that. The outsider, he brings up the Alice stuff. The Alice stuff, if you really look into it, if you really look into the Alice shit, it's really despicable. It's really disgusting. It's just fucking shitty. Who fucking does that? It's fucking shitty. Just ugh. Just look at the shit. Just look at it, and you will get every, oh, man, ugh, unbelievable. There was a time when I would have gladly liked to see you debate Phil or anyone else, and you did a few. There is a time when I would say that the SoK are what a combined group of detractors should look like. I kind of disagree with that. I think detractors should be more like individual and know what they want to do. Like if you look at my videos, if you look at Tevin's videos, you're gonna there's variety between us. So like that's why I don't think that people should be like the SoK, because they're kind of like the same fucking shit, and I, to a degree, they did seem a little self-righteous a lot of the time. So I don't think people should look up to them as much as they were. I might have been guilty of that. I'll say that right now. I might have been guilty of that, but no. But okay, let's continue. There was a model you were setting by being as successful as the group was, and now it's all in the mud because you took it so fucking seriously. You left your footprint and then shit all over it. I don't really care how you felt during all of it. You still did it. Deal with it and move on. I would say he should own up to it, and he should fucking address it more in depth, because or leave for however long you need to work it out. He's gonna be gone forever, the outsider. He's gonna be gone for a long ass time. He'll come up with another fake name and all this fucking bullshit, and he might try to do this shit again. You needed to take the high road, if not for yourself, then for the people following you and the community, SoK or not. You were a major player in. You are perhaps the biggest lolcow of the whole ordeal. And the community. Oh no, I already read that. You created barriers and divided us when all you had to do was laugh and react to dumb shit as it came to you. I agree with that. Exactly. Don't take this shit too seriously, guys. That's the moral. That's all you had to do. I want to stress that. You gave the illusion of that, and over time you arguably made a bigger following than DSP has currently. All you had to do was that. Just laugh and have fun. Remember when DSP it was a hot meme, I guess, but when people were saying like, Remember when DSP used to play games for fun? Remember that? Yeah. To loophole Che, Ren, Moogle, and any former SoK members who did what you said you did, I still respect you. We all make mistakes. And you all still have my trust. I only trust the people who own up to their shit, who said, yes, I've done terrible things. I don't know if you guys are gonna trust me ever again, and who are just very honest about it. If you're just gonna say, I'm sorry for what happened, it's shitty, it's bad, the end, then fuck out of here. If like a lot of people made like more in-depth apologies. They know what they did was fucked up, and like again, I'll link Loophole stream, but when you listen to Che's part in it, you can definitely tell that he is fucking sincere about what he says. When you read like fucking these nonsense apologies like Fizz, fucking bitch boy Fizz, you're gonna know that he doesn't give a fuck about what he said. So yeah, you gotta really listen to what people say, and those who are genuine and sincere, people are gonna listen to you. If you're not sincere, if you're not genuine, if you're not coming from a good place, you're not gonna be taken seriously. You need to be genuine with anything you say. If you're not genuine, people are not gonna take you seriously. Simple as that. It's the same fucking shit that people give DSP shit for. I've said many times that DSP's apology last year was fucking bullshit because it wasn't sincere and it wasn't genuine. And that's the thing I'm calling out all these people now. And I'll say that I was a fucking idiot. Again, I said this in the same fucking video. I was a fucking dumbass for giving an ounce of fucking like, oh, Fred, everyone makes mistakes. Fuck that. That was fucking dumb of me. And I fucking thought it was bullshit. No, looking back at that, he wasn't fucking genuine, as a lot of people were saying. A lot of people were shitting on Fred's apology, and you know what? I think he deserves all that shit. He deserves that and all the shit he's getting. So there you go. There you have it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. You have to be fucking genuine, guys. It's shitty. It's really fucking shitty. And if you don't think you're being genuine, so fucking be it. It's just, you have to be genuine, and if you're genuine, if you're sincere, if the apology sounds that way, if it is, apologize when you mean it. Don't make an apology because, oh, I have to make an apology. Oh, I have to do it. That's not a good, you should never feel forced. You should feel like you want to because it's the right thing. You should never feel forced to make an apology. Oh, excuse me, I have a lot of shit in my throat. Although, I can't help but wish that all of this was exposed and came to light sooner. And that's what a lot of people have been saying as well. I've seen this a lot of stuff going around saying, why didn't these people come out sooner about this? And I think it's, I honestly think it's mostly that they're so embarrassed about their mistakes that they kind of don't want to admit it just yet, because the leaks kind of put them in a corner and they had their backs against the wall, so they kind of had to address it. But I think, if these leaks never came out, I think these people just wanted to kind of move on and just kind of, they were just embarrassed by it. Now, you could say however you feel. I'm not trying to say that, oh, well, give them some slack, guys. But if you don't like that, if you don't like that they didn't come out sooner, then that's how you feel, and you have every right to feel that way. But I kind of give some, again, as I said earlier, these people felt more genuine. The people that he listed, like Che, Ren, Loophole, and Moogle, they felt genuine with what they said. I don't think it was like, well, I have to make an apology. It didn't feel that way. It felt more genuine than what Fizz wrote or what Fred wrote or anything. I mean, it felt genuine, and they do feel sincerely shitty for what happened and for the action they did. That's fine, but again, it's all up to you guys. I mean, it's your call to make. I'm not trying to say that you have to give them slack or you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm not trying to say that, but you can see this as you want. But there you go. Possibly to rectify and make things better. What's done is done, and we all have to move on, not just possibly with detracting, but with our real lives. Outside of this bubble of Phil, playing games, living life poorly, Hopefully we can see you all around for some laughs and content. Even if it's not related to DSP, you all owned up and are moving forward positively in a lot of cases. Thanks for all the laughs and great memories. I agree with that. Exactly. To Rad, from what I understand, I know that you're innocent of the stuff that's come to light since you only joined back in Feb, or something. I have enjoyed the Rad rants since the beginning, and I always thought that next to Fred, you've given concise and clear analysis of things DSP has done. While I don't expect you to make your own podcast and run it for 5 to 7 hours at a time, I would love to see Rad Rants turn into a YouTube series or something, like what Theo or Tevin do, or something an hour every so often on Phil's whatever trip to bankruptcy or lifelong charity. Do what you do, man. Keep on keeping on. Rad, my advice to you would be to relax a bit if you want to do rants, just do rants when you feel is right. And there you go. There you go, Rad. Lastly, Rad, the one thing I want to say, I think that's it. That's all I want to say. To the GSOK, learn from the gigantic mistakes the KWO split over the same, far less issues, and if you can't move forward positively, maybe you shouldn't move forward at all. The whole Kojima detractor group name, KWO, SoK, etc., is possibly tainted beyond repair at this point. They did change the name. I think they called it the Misfits now or something. I respect the right that if most of you didn't do anything, you can do whatever, but I'm letting you know now that there are people out there who will forever associate you with what Fred did and not give you a fair chance. To text Divas, I don't know Divas, unless it's like the King of Divas vlogs channel or whatever, but I don't know. Tevin, etc. You guys deserved far better. No one really should have to deal with all of the doxing and extra stupidity over a fat man streaming games poorly and taking money from kids. This was all started as a joke and a source of comedy. And just because you guys interacted with the wrong people, you literally became scapegoats and blamed for stuff that never happened. I have loved all of your content and watched some of it more than once. Tevin streams indoors especially, and hopefully you'll all stick around irregardless of doing DSP stuff. And and they obviously will. I don't think Tex and Tevin are gonna go anywhere. I like Tevin's videos. I like his streams. I'll try to get in. The only reason why I haven't been really attending a lot of Tevin's streams is because I live on the East Coast. So when he streams, it's always like insanely late. so I kind of go in there and I try to watch him, but I kind of wish he uploaded more gameplay vids to the YouTubes, dude. But you know, it is what it is. I'll always enjoy Tevin's vids. So anyone I may have slighted before and standing by SoK, points that are now revealed to have doctored, hypocritical, or lies, I'm sorry, and I truly humbly apologize. Like a lot of others, had I known this was the extent of things, I would have easily dropped support a long time ago. Unfortunately, if you weren't directly in the SoK KWO, TCP, or the Discord, or whatever you saw at the front was the light years different than the real truth. Oh my god, man. And that's the thing. Like the apology I posted on Tevin's video, I did post my apology there, and I did DM him. But I want to say this as well in this video, and I've been trying to get into talk to people individually. And if I didn't really address you yet, I'm sorry about that too. But I want to say this: the beginning of this whole shit, I was a fucking idiot, and I'm sorry for even giving the SoK an ounce of fucking defense. Yeah, so like I can't really come up with an excuse for it other than I was being a fucking idiot. So yeah. Yeah. To whoever leaked all of this, Godspeed. Whatever your involvement, move on and try to do better elsewhere. The guy who leaked it, you are a hero. Continue doing what you do. And mostly to DSP, I just wanted to say, get your week-long jollies blaming the SoK for things that you and the rest of the world will know you can't back up. They didn't prevent you from going to the wedding. You lied to play Fallout 4. Yeah, I was gonna do a video on DSP's twitlonger. I was going to do that because it was a little ridiculous. Some of the stuff that he said was ridiculous, but at the same time, I kind of felt like I was like, yeah, maybe I should just let DSP have this, But yeah, the wedding thing was kind of dumb. And the other thing I kind of want to talk about DSP's twitlonger is that he said that he would not go into why Leanna broke up with him. He said he would never do that, and he brings up one of the reasons why they broke up, which is fucking dumb. He shouldn't have brought that up. He should have just talked about his financial situation, and that's it. Bring up Leanna is fucking whatever, but okay. Otherwise, you would have come out back then and made a huge clickbait video on it. Go on and lie about it, blaming them for your reasons why things in your personal life and professional life are messed up beyond repair. And honestly, I don't even think that Vidar and like Vidar at least believed that the SoK did anything about the wedding. I don't even think he would believe that either, because the thing is that like there's videos of DSP talking about the fucking wedding. I mean, he talked about the dates and that's it. I mean, the location, all that stuff. That's a whole other thing. But I was gonna say this in that video as well. All DSP had to do was not talk about the fucking wedding. If he never talked about it, people would not know, and he could just go, and then when he comes back from the wedding, he could say, the reason why I was gone was because of this, and that's that. Or he could have just had Leanna go on her own, and for him to stay doing what he does. Whatever, right? But, okay, let's continue. Because guess what? You're still screwed. SoK or no SoK or no SoK, people will continue to laugh and make fun of all of the shit you do. And especially without them promoting your activities and events, even though there will be others, you still have mortgages, debt, and loneliness to contend with. Notice how, outside of your cronies donating you large sums of their money, that you've been literally irrelevant in the grand scheme of things in the last 96 hours. Less than 200 viewers on the streams for new games. Exactly, that's the other thing. A lot of people have been saying. A lot of people on Twitter have been kind of saying, how dare, guys, you should stop talking about the SoK and talk about Phil, guys. We need to focus on Phil, guys. We need to talk about Phil, guys. Guys, Phil's gonna get the last laugh, guys. Phil's gonna be the hero, and he's gonna continue surviving. No. Because I guarantee that he's gonna be in the same place as he was before. He's not going to magically get like thousands upon thousands of views because of this. He's not gonna get KO Gaming unblacklisted because of this. His Patreon won't be in the millions. He's gonna be in the same place, if not worse. He was already a sinking ship. And I was gonna say this as well about the SoK. DSP does not need help running his business into the ground. He does not need help. He's doing that on his own. There will always be detractors. There will always be people, because he's a very toxic person for what he does. He's not as toxic as Freddy Boy. No. I mean, as I said, at least DSP is a person. But he does enough to get people to kind of leave him, viewer wise. So I really would be surprised if DSP magically became as big as like mainstream Let's Players. I'd be very fucking surprised. Hopefully, the end of the SoK dictating the majority of the flow of news about you will lead to you further down your own path to ruin. From now on, where there's a big emergency with you, and there will be in 2 to 3 months with taxes and bills. There won't be as big of an influx of detractors and information because there won't be a big central base for it to swirl around. You're fucked, and you know it, and you and everyone else has known it for a very long time. Lastly, moving forward, for me at least, it's sad to see everything that has happened happen. But like all good things, the SoK has come to an end for good. I mean, man, good. Almost all the members have diverged and moved on. A lot of the detractor community will probably disappear, or at least go change how they post. DSP will still exist as long as he can. Leech money off of his fans and family to play games poorly on the web for no views in his big empty house. Things will change and pass, and I guess mostly I just don't want viewpoint of the SoK to be seen as bad, and I just don't want the viewpoint of the SoK to be seen as bad, and that it was always bad. It ended on an incredibly sour note, but during most of the journey, I'd say most of us were entertained and having amazing amounts of fun. There were good points and criticism spoken by everyone, regardless of how they turned out. I'll be around. You can tweet, DM me, or whatever you'd want. I may be in Freedom Chat during DSP stream times under the name 0utSyder. I have more This I Don't Plays on the way, but I can't tell you when they'll be delivered or promise that certain ones will be dropped. DSP detracting was already on the downturn, much like DSP himself, but goddamn was laid low today. For the community, however, hopefully this will ultimately strengthen it. We've been around since before the KWO, before the SoK, and we'll continue to do so. I think that universally we should all try to take Jim's advice and diversify, as most of you already have. I myself will continue to make a few This I Don't Plays I feel I want to, even if DSP disappears tomorrow. Then after that, I'll either expand into other stuff or leave up the channel as an archive. There was something great and golden here once, and I think there is something great still, within other people at least. I'll still do the videos that I want to do. As I said, I reduced doing weekly videos as much. I just want to do videos I want to make, I guess, because I like doing other things. I've been scripting stuff out. The reason why the Persona 5 review, I'll talk a little bit about my own videos, I guess, is that I'm just trying to find a good intro for it. I'm trying to, like, kind of have a more relaxed intro than just saying, "Hello everyone, welcome to the Persona 5 review." So, there's that. Anyone who is a detractor wanting to do a video on DSP, that kind of shit, you can do that. Don't let the SoK ruin what you want to do. That's my advice to anyone in this community, anyone that wants to do DSP stuff, anyone who wants to tweet about DSP and all that. Don't let this shit get you down. Let this be a lesson to take shit seriously, to take things goofy. This is not serious. You're talking about fucking DSP, for fuck's sake. It's not a thing to fucking go crazy for. And I'm gonna say, like, even my own, like, a lot of my old videos, I was taking this seriously, and I kind of caught that, and I've slowly been trying to kind of take this less seriously and more just kind of relaxed, and that's what I'm trying to do moving forward. And I want to focus more on my main channel. That's why you see me do more streams on Twitch. That's why you see me focus on other stuff. I just want to do other stuff than this right now. And I think everyone can do what they want. You guys are your own fucking boss. You don't have a secret police anymore. The secret police is dead. RIP. The SoK is gone. We're free. We're free. Everyone's free. Everyone is fucking free now. Now, before I go, I want you guys to look at this. Okay, look at that face. And I want you to tell me, you guys better get carrots. You guys better fucking give me carrots to give this rabbit. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to see Cleo angry. I mean, she took over Greece, for fuck's sake. She took over Greece. and you're not gonna give her a carrot. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that face. The face. It's a face, guys. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, he can't stretch out anymore. Look at it. Look at that face. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, you like this video. If you do want to contact me, if you do want to talk to me, I have DMs open. You can comment here. I'll be in the comments, obviously. I have my Twitter as well. Again, if you want to know more about this shit, about the shit that's going on, I'll post links in the description below to places where you can know more or watch people who talked about it. That was just my thoughts. Thank you, Outsider, for rating that twitlonger. It was a nice twitlonger. I liked it a lot. Actually, it was a good little piece for a good little piece as someone that's kind of from the outside of the SoK looking in, like I was, like I am, and all that shit. It's nice to read it. It was a good piece. Good twitlonger. I loved it, Outsider, and I love your content, dude. So anyone, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, you guys are still gonna be positive and have a good week, good life, good everything. Positive vibes all around.